So hello and welcome to What Mandy Made Next. Today is Wednesday the 2nd of February 2022. This is a podcast or a vlog, whatever you want to call it. And it's primarily me showcasing my crafts that I make, which involve fibres and threads. So welcome. I'm just going to pop my glasses on because I've got some show notes I've written down below, especially for today. Well, you'll probably wonder why I've got a big bouquet of flowers there. Well, my eldest daughter Cheryl has just visited because today is my birthday and it's quite a big milestone. So she's just popped up with my grandchildren. And they've bought me some lovely flowers, so I thought I will put them in my craft room because this is where I spend most of my time and that's where I'll get the enjoyment from. A little bit of admin first of all. I recently changed my YouTube channel name from Pickety Stitch Life is So Creative to What Mandy Made Next. So yeah, I'm already seeing some benefit to that. I think people will find it much easier to locate my channel. So I thought I would just go through for new subscribers the format of my vlogs. So basically I divide the vlog up into sections and I will talk about different crafts that I've been working on through the days of the week. So there I may work on wool on a Wednesday, and on a Thursday I might be working on my cross-stitch. So I'll go through the week with you. Plus I'll include snippets of my life or what I've been up to, and at the end I will have a little chat. The other day my eldest daughter Cheryl did say to me, she said, you know Mum, she said Becky, I think it was Becky and Gav, they love to watch your YouTube channel. And I know Carly has told me, my other daughter, that some of the customers have enjoyed watching me as well. And she says they've left you comments. And I said, well, I haven't seen any. So I don't know why sometimes, and some other sewing vloggers have said the same, that comments don't always show up. Now that might be because if you haven't signed in to YouTube, it may not be showing comments, or there's something I need to look at in the YouTube studio, because I think I have ticked the box where it says hold comments for review. So I'm going to untick that to see if it will help, so people can leave comments, because I'm only getting to see a few and yet people are telling me, oh, I left you a comment. So so if I haven't replied to you, it's because I've been unable to see your comment. If you want to get the running commentary of this vlog, you can click on, I think it says CC, a little box saying CC, and that means closed captions. So you can click on that if you can't hear me very well. I do realise something's happened with my recording equipment, and at the moment it's not picking up my microphone. My microphone is working because I've tried it on different equipment. It's this particular recording device which it's not accepting at the moment. So I do apologise, but I do plan to rectify that. So what have I been up to this week? So it's okay, I'm just having a cup of coffee and I'm using my Clarice Cliff inspired mug. And also I like to start with what am I wearing. This is, probably most of you recognise this, it's the Freya top from the Tilly and the Buttons book called Stretch. And this is the cowl neck version of the Freya top. And this lovely velvet fabric I purchased a couple of years ago now from Fabric Godmother. And you probably remember I've also got a cowl neck top in the it's like a gold colourway of this. It's more of a bronze. But I quite like this. I made it a little bit longer. So it's actually a dress. But it's quite a mini dress. And I didn't have enough for the cowl, so I cut the cowl differently on the fabric. I don't think you can tell, so only you know that because I've told you. We'll start with Monday, okay, and that's when I work on a miniature project and I call it Miniature Monday. And I was working on a little mini quilt from this book. It's the Joe Morton's Little Favourites, and it's the third one in the series. This was the one I was making. It's called Winslow Alley. And I started this last autumn. But I have decided, although it's an autumn project, I will carry on with this. I say autumn because really they are more autumnal colours that I'm using. Now I had made one panel, but I did intend to make the other panel, but all I've managed to do on this is to make some little squares up. These will go in the centre, you see. So I've made quite a few, but not enough to make the panel. I just didn't have the time on Monday. So, but I do enjoy making these little squares. It's quite therapeutic, you know. And I like to use my scraps up. So I've got quite a few scraps to get through in my little box here. So yeah, I intend to do some more work on that next Monday and hopefully get a couple of panels, hopefully. Just excuse my, I was going to say chest there. Don't know what I'm on about, it's my breathing. It's quite cold up here tonight, and yeah, it always catches, I'm asthmatic, so it always catches my asthma. So, makes me wheeze, so I do apologise. So this is Home is Where the Heart Is. This is a cross-stitch from the Historical Sampler Company, and I purchased this from Love Crafts. And the reason why I purchased this particular piece is because my youngest daughter recently moved house, and I thought it would be lovely to cross stitch her a little picture to do this cross stitch for her. So this is a 14 count Aida or Ada. It's on an oatmeal, I think it's an oatmeal colourway. This week I stitched to around about here, and now I am on the home stretch. And yes, it will meet up. I was quite anxious about that, but I've only got now to stitch across to meet there, and then 2 butterflies, and then stitch the words, and this will be completed. So yeah, really pleased that I've managed to get on with this, because I will tell you the truth in a little while I'm a little bit behind with some of my projects. So that was on the Tuesday. This is my Floralia blanket, and I've been working on this on a Wednesday, especially in the morning. And yeah, I've got quite a bit done with this because I am working on this mesh. Now I was thinking of just doing a few rows of this, but I would need to calculate carefully my stitches, because when I put the final borders on, there needs to be the right stitch calculation. However, I am enjoying how this mesh is looking now, so I might carry on and do some more rows and actually do the required amount. So, I mean, I have made a couple of little mistakes where there wasn't enough stitches, but there is now. There is the correct amount each side. So yeah, you can see I'm really making sure that the right stitch count each time I complete a side. So as you can see, it is quite a lengthy blanket, so yeah, it's taking quite a while to get round now. But yeah, I've been enjoying crocheting this. So this is just the mesh part. So this is a pattern, it's free and it's by Pippin Poppycock. I am crocheting this in a double knitting, and the wool, well, the acrylic wool, it's acrylic. It's from Stylecraft. So yeah, I bought this kit again. I think this was from Lovecrafts as well. So, but you do get free tutorials on YouTube from Helen Shrimpton on how to crochet this, and there are 3 other colourway kits as well you can buy. If you don't like those colours, this is the vintage. I think this was called vintage or something, but that was that colourway. So, been cracking on with this little Eglatine jumper from OGE Designs. So this was for my granddaughter, and last time I showed you this, I think I've got to about here, and so I've completed now the body, one of the sleeves, and I've now started on this sleeve. So work my way round, finish this sleeve. This is a night's work. I can do this in a night. So when I speak to you next week, this will be completed, hopefully. So this is the yarn I'm using. It's a bonus double knit by Hayfield. It's in the Primrose colourway. So on a Thursday I worked on my cross stitch, and it's called A Year in the Life of. And again, this is from the Historical Sample Company, and I purchased this kit from Lovecrafts. So I've left this one in the hoop, and there we go. I've finished the January section, and I've just got to cross stitch the butterflies in the border, and then this will be the next square, which will be the February section. And again, this is on a 14 count Aida in the, I think it's the oatmeal colourway. But what I'm going to do is I plan to work on this next week, and I want to complete the February and the March sections. So all that top section will be completed. So Friday is a Friday Sews or Fabric Friday, and this is where I usually make a garment. So I think I told you last time about all these scraps of fabrics I've got left over from when I've made jerseys for myself. But they're so big, the pieces that have been left over, I haven't had the heart to throw them away. I mean, it's wasteful. So I am making some little jerseys for my grandchildren. So I'll show you what I've made so far. So this is a fleece. It is a stretch, and I'm using the Ellie and Mac pattern. It's the half pipe tee. So, and I was wondering why the neck was dipping a bit. So let me explain further. This is the front. You place it on the fabric. Let's pretend that's the fabric, and you cut two of these out. So one might be a black colour fabric, say, and one might be a grey colour fabric, as on the pattern. However, if you want one piece of fabric and not two contrasting pieces, then you would fold your fabric and place this on the fold. But you would bring this over by 1/4 of an inch, because don't forget, if you have two contrasting pieces of fabric, you would have a 1/4 inch seam where you would join the two fronts together, and that would give you 1/2 an inch. And I've forgotten to do that, so therefore I've got an extra 1/2 inch in this section, which doesn't matter so much for because you've got a little belly and everything, but it made the neck dip down a bit, and I couldn't fathom out why that was happening, but that's the reason. So sorry for the confusion. I've tried to explain best I can. For my middle daughter Carly, her two grandsons, my two grandsons, so this is like an age 10, and this is an age, I think that I've done this for an age 5 or 6, so they're okay for playing out in. And then I had some of this camo fabric left over, so I've made another couple of tops. Now I didn't have enough fabric for the length, so I've just added some on. I mean, they're only going to be jumping up and down outside on the trampoline. Now that I've short or long sleeve, so I've just made this short sleeved. So I don't think this is bad for tops out of those scraps of fabrics which I would have thrown away. So, and then if you remember, I think I did show you this last time, and it was some Pontoroma I had left over from making a, oh, I forgot what, it was a Love Notions jacket. So I've made a top there. So not bad so far. So yeah, I'm not going to give them yet because I've got quite a bit more to get through, and I want to do a grand finale at the end. I was sewing those on the Friday, and that took me also into the Saturday. So yeah, I've been quite busy making those. And then, so I wanted to start that Tilda quilt on the Saturday, but I just kept on sewing these jumpers because I wanted to get them completed. But I will tell you a little bit more in a moment about my plans for the Tilda quilt. So then on Sunday, and I must admit, I've been working on this since I last podcast to you. So some days I have just solidly worked on this cross stitch, and I just couldn't put it down whatsoever. So this is my, I think it's called Coffee with Mickey. I'm not going to take it out of the frame, but this is how far I've got with this. So I've only got to do a few more squares down. I'm going to have to move it up in the frame, but a few more squares down. I think yeah, I've only got to do a few more squares down here, and then yeah, that'll be the length of it completed. So that'll be 2 pages and a bit. I've got lots more pages to do, but yeah, and I'm loving this. I just love the colours. I'll bring it up close and you can have a look. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. This is my aesthetic. I love this vintage retro vibe. So I think this is a 16 count Aida, and I think this is in the ivory or a cream colourway. It doesn't matter because it's full coverage, so you're never going to see what you're stitching on, because obviously, you know, it just covers it all up. But I love it. I love the colours, I love everything about it, and I'll pop the details down below of where you can purchase this pack from. But honestly, it is so addictive. So that's my Coffee with Mickey stitch along, and that's why I'm a little bit behind with my other projects, because I haven't been able to put it down. So the other day I was really strict with myself and thought, right, that's it, put it away and work on your other cross stitch, because otherwise, you know, you're not going to have anything to show. So I think really that is all I've been up to with my projects. So yeah, a little bit behind. Well, that's why, because I just couldn't put it down. And you know, crafting is about enjoying yourself. But I have noticed that I'm getting some pain in my wrist because I stitch with two hands. So yeah, it's like a bit carpal tunnel-y. There's a bit of carpal tunnel coming on, I don't know. But I just got to be a little careful, I think. So the other thing I want to talk about is points, loyalty points. So my local craft and yarn shop is called Holly's Haberdashery. It's situated in Newcastle under Lyme. And I'd accrued £15 worth of loyalty points, you see. So I thought, you know, I need to get this £15 spent. So I went to Holly's Haberdashery on Tuesday and I purchased a scrap bundle, and I had £15 knocked off this Tilda pack. I think the fat quarters, I'm not sure. It says the fabric scraps, so let's take one out and have a look. Yeah, there's 10 fat quarters, 20 by 22 inches. My friend Ruth came over and we went for a walk along the canal. days later, we went for another walk down to our local village. And we went in some of the charity shops. So I picked this up for a couple of pounds, £2.99. And that's this dream catcher kit. So I thought that'll be a bit of fun to make. And then I also thought I was being clever, but I don't know how clever I actually have been. As I was I picked up these cross-stitch kits. Now I'm not going to say I'm going to stitch these particular pictures. So this is English Valley Cottage. It's the gold collection. It'll be a Dimensions one. And then this one was called Woodland Winter. And again, you get that. So I don't, you know, the threads are expensive. So I thought that was okay. These are anchor threads, but I can convert them to the DMC codes. And then I got this one. It's a Janlin one, the Platinum Collection. So this is a pale blue Ada, but I've also got, there was needle threaders in there and some tapestry needles. So, and again, there's all the threads. So like I say, it's all the threads what cost the money. So that is not a bad price to pay. But the piece de resistance was, and I've been after one of these for a long time. As I said, my setup for cross stitch is my IKEA tray and then a ledge, either a hoop or me square, so I can stitch two-handedly. Now I have got a siesta frame and that doesn't work too well for me because sometimes the pieces are smaller, so don't fit on the frame, or they're too big and you know I can't, it's too cumbersome to use. But I've been after one of these and I picked this up for £2.99. So that's a real bargain. Now what it was is this was all loose, so Dave has gone and tightened everything up for me. And basically you open that and you put your hoop in. Now you put this underneath your leg, you see, and then you just sit there and I can cross stitch. But or you can put that in between your legs and you sit down, and yeah, it's height adjustable, and yeah, I've already used it. It's great. So for £2.99, I don't think that's bad, because I think the retail is about £30–40. I know they're expensive, so I was really pleased with that little bargain. So of course we had to ring Dave up then, come pick us up, because we had that much stuff. Oh dear. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So that was our little shopping trip to the charity shop. This section is called Out of the Archive, and today I want to show you a crochet blanket I made, I think it was about 1993, 96. I absolutely love this. So I think this is what we might call, is it this double crochet or single crochet in the American terminology? But these are just houses. Yeah. Let me stand up and show you. Yeah, so quite a few. So this was a pattern, a free one in a magazine called Essentials. And I'd never really crocheted before. So yeah, this was a big piece of work for me to do. But yeah, I'd love to recreate this pattern, and I don't think it would take much to actually do. But this was my first attempt at crochet, and yeah, I haven't sewn in that end, look. Yeah. I just thought I would show you that. So yeah, love that pattern. I love this blanket. And I think if my children were asked if there's anything they can remember from their childhood home, this would be one of them, because this was always draped across the city. So yeah. So thank you for watching, and yeah, hopefully I will see you next week. Until then, bye.